How can a single employee embezzle over $1 million from a reputable institution like the Woodruff Arts Center? This isn't a tale from a suspense novel, but a real-life scandal that rocked Atlanta's cultural community. The Woodruff Arts Center, an esteemed institution, fell prey to a deception that cost them around $1.1 million over a span of 5 years. The man behind this grand scheme was none other than their director of facilities, Mr. Clark. In his role, he was responsible for maintaining the Arts Center and had the authority to approve vendor contracts up to $50,000. His position of trust and responsibility masked the deception he masterminded, leading to a loss of more than $1 million for the institution. But how exactly did Mr. Clark manage to pull off such a grand scheme under the noses of his colleagues and superiors? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating case of deception and intrigue. The devil, as they say, is in the details, and Mr. Clark's scheme was devilishly detailed. Now let's delve into the nuts and bolts of this master plan. Clark was not just an ordinary employee at the Woodruff Arts Center. As director of facilities, he had the power to approve vendor contracts up to $50,000. He used this authority to his advantage, creating a web of deception that would go unnoticed for years. Imagine Clark sitting at his desk, meticulously creating fake companies. He assigned vendor numbers to these phantom entities, effectively making them real in the eyes of the Arts Center's accounts payable department. These companies, of course, would never provide any services or goods to the Arts Center. But that didn't stop Clark from submitting invoices for work that was never done. And here's where the plot thickens. One of these faux companies was none other than his wife's business, Lowe's Services. Set up in 2003, Lowe's Services was an apartment cleaning business on paper. But in reality, it was a crucial cog in Clark's elaborate scheme. The invoices from Lowe's Services were for goods and services that were never provided to the Woodruff Arts Center. Some of the work was supposedly performed by Clark himself. When these bogus invoices landed in the accounts payable department, checks were generated from Woodruff's checking account. Now here's the kicker. Clark would pick up these checks in person. He would then deposit them into accounts where he had signatory authority. And yet no one, not a single soul, thought this to be suspicious. Quite the master plan, wouldn't you agree? So how did this intricate web of deception come undone? Like a poorly knotted thread, the scheme began to unravel. It wasn't a brilliant detective or a shrewd auditor who brought it to light, but a simple change in the Art Center's financial software. The new system flagged irregularities in the accounts payable department, leading to an internal investigation. The shock that reverberated through the institution was palpable. This wasn't a faceless corporation, it was a beloved arts center, a beacon of culture and creativity. The sense of betrayal was deep, the disappointment profound. Swift action followed the initial shock. Steps were taken to tighten the financial controls, to ensure that such a betrayal wouldn't happen again. All vendor contracts were scrutinized, protocols were revamped, and checks and balances were placed at every level. But in the aftermath, more than just a financial loss was felt. The trust was broken, the innocence lost, money could be recovered, but the faith would take time to rebuild. And so, the art of deception met its inevitable end. Clark was sentenced by United States District Judge Julie E. Carnes to 2 years and 6 months in prison, to be followed by 3 years of supervised release, and was ordered to pay approximately $1 million in restitution. Clark was convicted of these charges on April 23, 2013, upon his plea of guilty. In the aftermath of such a scandal, what does the future hold for the Woodruff Arts Center? The answer is resilience and reform. I'm sure the Arts Center has since taken serious steps to tighten its financial controls and prevent such incidents in the future. A much-needed comprehensive audit was carried out, and a new set of strict financial procedures were put in place. These measures are aimed at ensuring that every dollar spent is accounted for, and that no individual has the power to approve expenses without multiple levels of review. The scandal undoubtedly left a mark on the reputation of the institution. However, the Woodruff Arts Center, being a beacon of arts and culture, has shown great resilience in weathering the storm. The institution has worked tirelessly to regain the trust of its patrons and the public at large, demonstrating that it's learned from its past and is committed to operating with the highest level of integrity. The recovery process has been steady, and the center is now back on its feet, continuing to enrich lives through the power of the arts. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of the institution and the community's unwavering support. And there you have it, a tale of deception, embezzlement, and the eventual triumph of justice. In the end, the art that truly mattered was the art of honesty and integrity.